Hi guys! In this lesson, I will show you the basic working principle of traditional chargers or power supplies that we use in daily life. At the end of this video, you will have learned what stages the AC to DC conversion process of power supplies consists of and how it takes place. The stages of converting AC to DC, as here, consist of first reducing the voltage with the help of a transformer, then rectification, filtering, and finally regulation. The conversion process I will show here will be based on the example of converting 220 volts AC to 5 volts DC, which is used in many countries around the world. Since the conversion process is logically the same, you can make calculations according to the voltage value in your country if you wish. Now, let's examine in detail what the shape of the voltage is after each step and what the circuit diagram looks like. The maximum value of alternating current, which is produced in power plants and reaches the houses with an effective value of 220 volts, is approximately 311 volts, and in the form of a sine wave. So how is this AC voltage in the form of a sine wave converted into a smooth DC voltage by going through these stages? How does the voltage time graph look like at the end of each stage? Let's find answers to these questions together. The AC voltage with an effective value of 220 volts is first converted to AC with a lower effective value with the help of transformers. A transformer is a circuit element that raises and lowers the voltage value of AC without changing its frequency. Now the voltage at the output of the transformer is as you see here. Here we must use a transformer with a step-down ratio according to the voltage you want to step down. After lowering the voltage value, we need to perform rectification to get rid of the negative alternans of AC. This rectification process is done with the full wave rectifier circuit using 4 diodes. Now, at the output of the rectification circuit, the negative alternans of the AC voltage are converted into positive alternans, and thus into an irregular direct current. The next operation is filtering. A capacitor is also used in the filtering circuit. If you remember, the capacitor used to store the voltage for a short time when used with DC. By utilizing this charging and discharging feature of the capacitor in the voltage at the output of the rectification circuit, while the capacitor charges in the part up to the peak of the graph, it discharges in the part from the peak to zero, preventing the voltage from being zero. Thus, the 0 points are eliminated and the voltage is transformed into this shape. As you can see, in this way, we've approached a smoother direct current. But we still haven't achieved a straight DC. There are still small fluctuations. We will have a lesson later on how to choose the capacitor here, how to determine the capacity and voltage value. The next process is the regulation process. In the regulation circuit, we need to use a voltage regulator that we will choose according to how many volts DC output you want to get. We want the output voltage to be 5 volts. Therefore, we can use the 7805 voltage regulator. The voltage regulator is also used to stabilize the voltage in a certain range. Thanks to this voltage regulator, we can obtain a flat 5 volts DC voltage at the output by eliminating these small fluctuations in the voltage at the capacitor output. With this voltage, you can now charge your appropriate electronic device. For example, if we want the output voltage to be 12 volts DC here, we need to use the 7812 regulator. Of course, the transformer used beforehand should be made accordingly. A transformer with a higher conversion ratio should be used so that 12 volts can be obtained. In addition, the choice of capacitor should also be made accordingly. It should be of higher capacity and voltage value. The process of converting AC to DC is basically in these stages. I hope this lesson was useful and you liked it. Hope to see you in the next lesson. Goodbye!